Hello, it's 9 p.m. At this time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the licensing ceremony for the train drivers and engineers. Turkey gets what it wanted and lifts its veto on Stockholm and Helsinki. Welcome to our newsroom. The Minister of Equipment and Infrastructure Hassan Muhammad Arbahim presided today a highly symbolic ceremony for the presentation of licenses and certificates of competence to 13 train drivers and 21 railway engineers at Sheraton Hotel. This ceremony, jointly organized by Ethio-Djibouti Railway and the Chinese group CCECC, CREC, in charge of the operations and maintenance of the railroad took place in joy and good humor. In addition to the presence of the Minister of Equipment and Infrastructure, Hassan Muhammad Arbahim, this ceremony saw the participation of the Minister of Environment, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa, the General Manager of Djibouti Railway, Dr. Abdi Zenebe, the General Manager of the Djibouti Railway Company, Mahmoud Dabbara, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China in Djibouti, Hu Bing, the Representative Directors of the Railway Operator, Yuga Wang, the Deputy General Managers of the Djibouti Railway, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil, and all the railway drivers and engineers. After the construction of the new railroad line Djibouti-Addis Ababa on September 16, 2013, the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, had instructed the rail line to train the future engineers and technicians without delay. For his part, the the ambassador of the People's Republic of China in Djibouti, Mr. Hu Bing, and the deputy directors of the Djibouti Railroad, Hassan Mohammed Kamil, have indicated their pleasure to participate in this ceremony. The general manager, proud to see now drivers and engineers Djiboutian, he paid tribute to the President of the Republic, who believed and who always gave us his support. For his part, the Minister of Infrastructure and Transport, Hassan Muhammad Arbahim, thanked the Chinese people to this training offered to the young Djiboutians. As part of the ongoing preparations of the greatest season of Hajj, the Djiboutian Mission of Hajj organized last night an awareness campaign on the practice of rituals of Hajj and Umrah for the benefit of Djiboutian pilgrims who will perform this year the 5 pillars of Islam. The awareness workshop was chaired by the Deputy Head of Missions, Sheikh Osman Farah Rakiye, with the participation of various members of the mission. This awareness meeting reflects the interests of the missions to accompany the Djiboutian pilgrims and to offer them favorable conditions. The outreach included the religious aspect of how to perform the obligatory prayers properly, as well as the medical aspects in order to avoid injuries that occur during the performance of the obligatory prayer. The campaigns also aim to educate pilgrims on how to behave in case of an emergency during Hajj rituals. Like their compatriot, the population of Damerjok celebrated the festivity commemorating the 45th anniversary of the national independence during the evening of Sunday, June 26, in the building of the Sabah prefectures. The celebration of the national holiday were presided over by the sub-prefect Shakib Abdi Shakib Noor, and in the presence of the hundreds of civil society, the festivity saw the participation of the Member of Parliament, Jibril Abdullahi Migane, local elected officials, head of the Defense Security Forces Detachment, customary notables, activists, women of civil society, the ulema, senior officials of the administrations, native of the sub-prefectures, and guests of honor from the American military base who took place alongside the officials. A compact crowd composed of young people, women and men for the sub-prefectures and rural localities had gathered at the scene while admiring the various performances of the evening. The sub-prefect of Damerjog, Abdi Shakib Noor, took turns at the microphone for celebratory speeches, recalling the clearly acquired freedom. He paid a tribute to the martyrs of national independence and the first leaders of the nations who know without complex to consolidate national cohesion. On the occasions of the National Independence Day of the Republic of Djibouti, the Embassy of Djibouti in Turkey organized a festive evening as usual. The Djiboutian diaspora in Turkey attended the event with joy and good humors with the Djiboutian flag and patriotic songs. The meeting was organized with the officials such as Mr. Ali Omar Yusuf, chargé d'affaires of the Embassy of the Republic of Djibouti in Turkey, Ms. Khadra Isman Roble, Daasha, representative of the Djiboutian diaspora, Sir Ali Muhammad Ali Gadile, the elders general and guests of honors, Muhammad Abdi Ahmed, the entrepreneurs and members of the Djiboutian diaspora, Mr. Awale Jama, president of the students in Turkey. There were also young old women and citizens who came in number to celebrate this historic and memorable evening. The chargé d'affaires of the embassy, Ali Omar Yusuf, representative of the ambassador, chaired the event, and the various speakers recalled the greatness of our country, the values of our independence.
الله وينه ومالنتان حرية كقادني جميسته فرانسيسكا ولا ليال على كان أن هوس جوجنو دايلكم يمن.
For his part, the chargé d'affaires of the embassy in Turkey, of the Djibouti embassy in Turkey, Mr. Ali Omar Yusuf, delivered a speech through which he paid a vibrant tribute to the martyrs who sacrificed their lives for their country and the event of national independence. He praised the march of our countries on the path of development led under the visions of the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh. He also recalled that the national holiday is part of the visions of the President to bring the people together and understand that national cohesion and unity are the strength of our country. Arboring the Djiboutian flag, the participants chanted the slogans of unity, diversity, and peace. The embassy organized a reception for the Djiboutian community residing in Kuwait on Sunday, June 26, on the occasions of the celebration of the 45th anniversary of the independence of our country. The ambassador addressed the community and conveyed to them the greetings and good wishes of His Excellency President Ismail Omar Guelleh and First Lady Khadra Mahmoud Haid. On this occasion, the ambassador honored the memory of the valiant independence fighters who fought and sacrificed for their country to free us from the colonial forces. Many of our citizens were martyred to win our freedom, and their efforts and struggles crowned their efforts and struggle to acquire our independence and sovereignty of the Republic of Djibouti on June 27, 1977, he added. For his part, the ambassador of Djibouti to Kuwait, Mr. Abdul Qadir Hussein Umar, took the opportunity to pray for the souls of our martyrs who saw that God welcomed them with the immensity of His mercy. He also praised the relations of brotherhood, cooperation, and solidarity between the Republic of Djibouti and Kuwait. A reception to commemorate the 45th anniversary of our independence was held this Monday, June 27, 2022, at Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in New Delhi, India. At the end of this official ceremony, distinguished guests honored the ambassador with their presence, namely, among others, the Minister of State at the Ministry of External Affairs of India, Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh, the Dean General of the entire diplomatic corps accredited to India, Mr. Alam Saye Woldemariam, the Secretary General of the Ministry of External Affairs of India, Dr. Osaf Saeed, the Director of the Department of Bilateral Relations at the Ministry of External Affairs of India, Dr. Pradeep Raju Rohita, Ambassador and High Commissioners accredited to India, the leading members of the various Chamber of Commerce, after having made intoned the national anthem of the two countries, the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to India, Mr. Isse Abdullahi Asowe, expressed at once his great satisfaction to receive and welcome all these distinguished guests before warmly welcoming them. In his opening speech, the Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to India, Mr. Isse Abdullahi, he was happy to welcome them, wishing them a warm welcome on behalf of his country and the Djiboutian people. Then the Djiboutian ambassador paid a vibrant tribute to the martyrs who sacrificed themselves with future generations to live under promising skies, imbibed with the spirit of freedom by allowing these beautiful nations to gain independence of the evening of June 27, 1977.
Independence Day. This day has a special significance since it's a festival of freedom for us. This was made possible by the generation fighters who made great sacrifices, some known, many unknowns. For this purpose, let me address all my greetings to the spirit of our freedom fighters, whose sacrifice and patriotism has ensured that our country stands among other nations in the world as a free country. Today, the people of the Republic of Djibouti, all generations, included, breathe under free skies, thanks to their heroic deeds. I bow in respect to the pious memory of those brave times. I would like also to extend my best wishes of happiness, good health, and prosperity to the people of the Republic of Djibouti and their leaders, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, President of the Republic of Djibouti, and as well as the First Lady of the Republic of Djibouti, who is also the President of the principal women union called UNFD, Her Excellency Mrs. Kadra Mahmoud Haid. I extend my greetings especially to a member of the armed force who have guarded our freedom valiantly and gladly making supreme sacrifice when necessary. Dear compatriots, dear guests, the date of 27th of June is filled with symbols, values, emotions engraved in the hearts and in the minds of every Djiboutian. The National Independence Day illustrates the symbol of our freedom. It constitutes a strong moment of gathering around the fundamental values which form the basis of the Djiboutian nation are unity, equality.
On the occasion of the celebration of the 45th anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Djibouti, the Embassy of the Republic of Djibouti in Germany, headed by Ambassador Yassine Hussein Douale, and the entire staff organized a reception to commemorate in the new Djiboutian Chancery in Berlin, the 27th of June 1977, the most significant date in our history. The reception was attended by the Dean of the Arab and African Diplomatic Corps, representative of the German Federal Foreign Offices and German economic organizations, as well as a number of African and Arab ambassadors. The Djiboutian community in Berlin was also present at this celebration. After the welcomes of the ambassador and guests, the two national anthems of the Republic of Djibouti and the Federal Republic of Germany were played. Then the ambassador Yassine Hussein Douale delivered his speech to recall the struggles and the sacrifices of a whole people to recover its freedom and to reach its independence. He insisted on the journey achieved by our country since its first year as a free nation and how Djibouti has built all the ominous predictions that predicted a dark future.
Son Excellence, Monsieur Moustapha Adib, ambassadeur du Liban et doyen du corps diplomatique arabe at the time. A lot of people, and in particular political pundits, were quite skeptical about the survival of this young nation because of the ethnic polarization that was orchestrated by the colonial power, what it's considered to be the lack of natural resources and an location in a war-torn region. But all the gloomy predictions were repudiated by the strong will of the Djiboutian people.
For the international scene, NATO, Turkey get what it wanted and lift its veto for Stockholm and Helsinki. The NATO countries assured Wednesday that Ukraine could count on their support as long as necessary in the faces of the cruelty of Moscow, which denounced the future expansions of the alliance to Sweden and Finland, consider it aggressive and destabilizing. Ukraine can count on us for as long as it takes, said NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg at the Atlantic Alliance Summit held until Thursday in Madrid. In a joint statement, the NATO member countries announced a new plan to help Kyiv through the delivery of non-lethal military equipment and to improve the defenses of Ukraine against cyber attacks. Russia's appealing cruelty is causing immense human suffering and mass displacement, disproportionately affecting women and children. They wrote saying that Russia bore full responsibility for these human disasters. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.